Fresh from overturning leads, Swindon were in the mood. Off the mark inside the first minute thanks to one half of their irrepressible strike partnership. Billy Painter's 9th goal in his last 10 outings had Southend in trouble. A shaky start to Pat Baldwin's debut on loan from Colchester. And when the defender's clearance cannoned back into the path of Charlie Austin, more problems. 10 in the last 11 games for Austin, and Swindon seemingly on course for another impressive victory. But just 5 minutes from the end, a free kick from Simon Francis caused chaos. Scott Spencer stabbed the ball over the line, and Southend were back in contention. Still time too for Baldwin's redemption. With the Roots Hall crowd roaring the home side forward, the big defender made his aerial presence count. Swindon's terrific start cancelled out by Southend's stunning finale.
As for Leeds, there was a fear that wheels were coming off at one point, but that was a big win against Colchester.
That was a huge win, not only because they managed to rectify that a poor defeat away at Swindon, but also Mr. Beckford got back to scoring ways in the league, and that's important for the rest of the season.
You mentioned Swindon there, a lot of talk about their front two in Painter and Charlie Austin, but they're on the receiving end of a terrific comeback by Southend.
They were. It's another club really in big financial trouble. Southend still trying to sort out their new ground, and you would have forgiven them for giving up on this one, but they didn't. Look at the way that they've reacted to this goal. They know they're back in it, and then all hands to the pumps, and it's nice. You make a mistake early on in the game, and then you can rectify it by getting the equaliser like that. And they all get together in this one, and it seems like there's a great spirit at that club.
Totally.
And they're going to need that. And Steve Telston is well versed at that level. Good manager. They should be okay.
Especially with that Lee Bernard, that's a terrific result.
Swindon are unbeaten in 2010, but they dropped 2 points at Roots Hall after the deadly duo had done their stuff. Billy Painter's 17th of the season. And though Francis Laurent hit the bar at the other end to give Swindon a scare in that early frenzy, Charlie Austin at the other end got his 10th in 11 games, 2 up in 10 minutes. Leroy, Swindon should have won it from there.
They should have done. I mean, the front men are just absolutely full of confidence. Every time they get a chance, they're sticking it in the back of the net.
Scott Cuthbert could have wrapped it up. Danny Wilson admits they did have enough chances to do so.
Well, if they'd made it 3-0, I think the points would have been safe. But 2-0 is a really difficult lead sometimes to defend against. And so you've got to give Southend credit. They came back into the game.
Their subs played key roles. Damien Scannell dangerous on the flanks, and Scott Spencer exposed some jittery defending 5 from time. Keeper Phil Smith had come in late for the injured Dave Lucas. He was praised by manager Danny Wilson, but then that stoppage time Pat Baldwin goal, again scrappy, Leroy.
It was scrappy and very disappointing. I think Danny Wilson would be delighted with his keeper, but very upset with his defenders.
Swindon's striking firm of Billy Painter and Charlie Austin have scored 23 between them so far, and they benefited from the winter seaside sunshine at Southend in a game that was all about the first 10 minutes and the last 5. Swindon started in dream fashion. Kevin Amankwa with the cross in the first minute. Leading scorer Billy Painter wasting no time. 8 in 8 for him now. And his 14th league goal of the season makes it the most productive season he's ever had in his career. 10 minutes in, it was 2-0. Pat Baldwin didn't really clear it properly, but for Simon Ferry, he found Charlie Austin, and when he gets a scoring chance, well, he takes it. This is his 10th goal in his last 11. A really wonderful start to his Football League career. Just can't stop scoring at the moment. And that was 2-0 to Swindon. Fast forward to the last 5 minutes. Simon Francis with the free kick. Phil Smith with the punch up into the air. Scott Spencer followed up to score. His 2nd goal for the club since joining from Rochdale midway through the month. It looked like that was only going to be a consolation goal for Southend, but they've made a speciality of scoring late goals to rescue points. And with a minute to go, they showed the departure of leading scorer Lee Barnard to Southampton hadn't affected their fighting spirit. Substitute Darren Scannell with the cross. Pat Baldwin was the scorer. Baldwin on loan from Colchester, and his first goal for the club earned a point. It finished Southend 2, Swindon 2.
Fresh from overturning leads in midweek, Swindon were in confident mood as they took to a Roots Hall pitch only past fit by late inspection. Perhaps a harder frost would have saved Southend from a dreadful start. Swindon were ahead inside the first minute, thanks to one half of their irrepressible strike duo. Billy Painter's 9th goal in his last 10 outings had Southend in trouble. The home side, though, came back strongly. Francis Laurent's clever first touch deserved some reward. He was just off the mark. At the other end, Pat Baldwin, making his debut on loan from Colchester, made a shaky start. His clearance cannoned back into the path of Charlie Austin, who doesn't miss from there. 10 in the last 11 games for him now, and Swindon seemingly on course for another impressive victory. The bonus for Danny Wilson is that there are goals throughout his team. Scott Cuthbert just too high with this header. Steve Tilson's side, in fairness, had chances too. This from Route 1. But Swindon keeper Phil Smith did enough to deny Scott Vernon. Swindon could have scored again. Daniel Ward got the better of 2 defenders, but his effort was pushed away by Steve Mildenhall. And there was to be a late Southend comeback. Somehow keeper Smith and the woodwork combined to keep out Simon Francis's free kick. But a tumbling Scott Spencer did enough, and the officials ruled the ball had crossed the line. Still time too for Baldwin's redemption. With the Roots Hall crowd roaring the home side forward, he made his aerial presence count to make it 2-2. His equaliser here earned his new club a point, and after 4 wins in a row in the league, Swindon had been pegged back.
Swindon Town's strike partnership is the most prolific in League One at the moment and got them off to a flying start at Southend. Billy Painter scored his 9th goal in 10 games, while Charlie Austin went one better with his 10th in 11 appearances. But a calamitous last 5 minutes cost Swindon as they conceded 2 poor goals from close range. Scott Spencer managed to force the ball in to make it 2-1, and then former Bristol Rovers loanee Pat Baldwin headed the equaliser on his Southend debut to earn a point.
Swindon's promotion hopes got a boost after just 45 seconds against Southend, Billy Painter finding the corner against his former club. Charlie Austin took the second, but their 2-0 lead dried up against the run of play. This effort judged to have crossed the line in the 85th minute, and Southend sealed the draw 1 minute from time.